Alrighty guys, hey, I am back for hole number 2 of the Winter Games tournament in the Expert Division. And as you can kind of see the way that my bag is set up for this round, this is going to be my pretty usual bag. For this hole, all I'm going to need is a sniper. And for Expert, I'll probably use a Kingmaker when it actually comes time to qualify, but since I'm in non-qualification mode today, this is just a practice round for me. I am going to use a Navigator today. A little bit cheaper on balls to avoid me needing to run out of too many balls, which are limited. Not a bad shop. I do need some of those Nirvana cards, so I might think about picking up a couple of those. But anyway, let's see if we can't get something going here on this par 3. The way that I usually try to play it is with a little bit of right spin and back spin off the hill here. And like I said, let's see if, and it looks like it is actually downwind here. So when doing this, I'm going to kind of set up, make sure that my shot arrow looks like it's short of the hole, just ever so slightly. And also that the ball guide, I'm just trying to visualize kind of what the ball guide's going to do. So I'm keeping it a little bit short, a little bit to the left. And I usually play pretty close to max rings here. You're going to see me go pretty close to 8. Let's see if I can't get this in the realm of where it needs to be. Now keep in mind that it is going to deflect right, and that's why I was setting up right. But as you can see, there's a little bit more that you need to correct for than just that. Even though I started my setup to the left, the wind is too strong there for me to keep it on line. Now I do prefer this to the Guardian shot, as you see my opponent setting up. I don't think this is the shot to hit. I think the ball guide can be a useful tool here. As you can see though, it's not the all to end all, because you can't see how much extra rings you need to go with the ball guide. You have to kind of do that on your own for the shot creation. So the ball guide only helps you to a certain extent anyway, but it's nice to just get kind of a frame of reference for you to be setting up towards. And just like I said, just kind of winging it is kind of the way to go about that, in my opinion. Which, you have some logic behind there. I usually, for that wind, I'm setting up kind of maybe like 2 grid bars over to the left of the hole before even playing the 8 rings. Is kind of the mentality that I'm using for deciding like how much the ball's going to deflect. But another thing you have to consider about that hole is that fairway can take some nasty hops. So there's no way of virtually guaranteeing that you're going to be able to guess the correct amount that you're going to need to adjust there. So what you're going to see me do here is more of a skip shot. I'm trying to guess the backspin. Here's about 5 bars, and as you can see, I'm pointing it to the left. I play pretty close to max here as well. So here I'm going to try to go 9 rings, which is kind of like 1.1 per ring. Let's see if I can't get this there's a perfect ball. Let's see if I can't get this in the vicinity of where it needs to be. Nope. I pull back just ever so slightly too much. Not the worst thing in the world, but it was a bit of an overcorrection. So one of the things that you might want to consider, more of a side wind 1 to 1.1 is probably going to be pretty spot on for your correction if you're using a sniper, or for a guardian, you know, using pretty close to those max numbers, whatever your guardian is. But as you can see, when you're pulling 9 rings back down, you know, you're probably going more towards min club. You're at least at mid club for sure, no question. But since you're pulling back so far, you know, you might want to probably hold off coming back an extra ring on what you might think when pulling back, you know, as far as I just did there. And that shootout hole can be a bit of a bear, a little bit. You know, it's the same kind of problem. The fairway's a little bit tricky to always, like, the higher the wind gets up, the harder the shot gets, because the more you have to anticipate the way that the fairway's going to react. And plus, not to mention, you know, wherever you're setting up your target, the more prone you are to miss by more than a ring on where you intended, like you saw mine do. I basically landed it probably a ring and a quarter short of my land zone, which kind of changed my shot completely. And there's certain times that that's going to make it worse on you. In my case, you know, it wasn't the end of the world to overcorrect there. So keep that in mind. And be on the lookout for my hole 3 guide, as I'll be setting that up right after this. I'm going to try to go through the entire guide for you guys. I think, I don't know what I was thinking, but when I woke up here this morning, I did not record hole 1. So I am missing that right now. So I would do my best to get you that first thing in the morning tomorrow. And in terms of if you want kind of a rough idea of kind of the way to aim, I will be running through. You can check out my pro video. My pro video went long yesterday, and I'm not running another pro. Well, I might run this in pro. I'm not really sure what I'm doing with this account yet, but I'll do my best to get you hole 1 shot guide for the expert as well. So be on the lookout for that. And like I said, I will see you guys on the next guide. So good luck.